Hello everyone, welcome again to my channel Maths by Gurpreet Sekhon. So far we've been doing polynomials, that is second chapter of ninth class from NCERT book, and our today's topic will be factorization of polynomials. For most of the students, this is the easiest topic in the whole chapter, polynomials. But for some students, it's very difficult because they are unable to find the factors easily. All right. So we'll do 2 or 3 methods to find the factors of a given polynomial. The first concept, the first topic which is to be covered in this exercise is known as the factor theorem. Now, what does the factor theorem state? It states that if Px is a polynomial in X, of course, and A is any real number, we will be given with the polynomial Px, and suppose A is any real number, then what will happen? X minus A will be a factor of P of X when, if and only if P of A is 0. It means if one factor is given, like X minus A is given, then you can say that A is the factor of, or X minus A is the factor of our given polynomial only if and only if P of A is 0. Or if we want to do the vice versa condition, if P of A is 0, P of A can only be 0 when X minus A is a factor of Px. So it's a kind of vice versa condition. If this is happening, then this should be correct. If this is happening, then this should be correct. All right. So let's start with the very first example, and we'll do factorization by middle term splitting and factor theorem, and we'll factorize the cubic polynomials as well. Okay. So firstly, the example here is, that is example 11th. Now in this we have to check that x plus 2 is a factor of, now one polynomial is given, that is x cube plus 3x square plus 5x plus 6. All right. And the other polynomial is 2x plus 4. Right. So firstly we will find this is of the form x minus a, where a is minus 2. Now firstly we will take value of x from this factor. All right, and then we will substitute it in both of the polynomials, and if the polynomial, that is our Px, is reduced to 0, only then this will be considered as the factor of the given polynomial. So let's do, from x minus 2 what will you get? Now x minus a is equals to x plus 2, right? So what will be it? A will be equal to minus 2 only. Clear? So a is minus 2. Now as you can see, the value of a is minus 2. Firstly take this polynomial, let p of x is equals to x cube plus 3x square plus 5x plus 6. Now at a, that is at minus 2, it will become minus 2 cube plus 3 into minus 2 square plus 5 into minus 2 plus 6. 2 2s are 4 2s are 8 minus 8 plus 3 4s are 12 minus 10 plus 6. 12 minus 8, that is 4. 6 minus 10, that is minus 4, is equals to 0. It means x minus a, that means x plus 2 is a factor of x cube plus 3x square plus 5x plus 6. Alright, now what is the second polynomial? That is 2x plus 4. Now let px is equals to 2x plus 4. Now at minus 2, what will you get? 2 multiply minus 2 plus 4. It means minus 4 plus 4. Ultimately it will be 0. It means it is the factor of both of the polynomials. Okay, so the second polynomial could also be solved. You can write that 2 multiply x plus 2, right? It is automatically clear that x plus 2 is a factor of this polynomial. So you can do it both ways. Let's move to the next example. In our next example, we have to find the value of k, and one polynomial is given, and also it's given that x minus 1 is factor of this polynomial. Now if x minus 1 is a factor, it means x is equals to 1 satisfies the given polynomial. So now p of x, it is equal to 4x cube plus 3x square minus 4x plus k, and p of 1 will be equal to 4 into 1 cube plus 3 into 1 square minus 4 into 1 plus k. It will be 4 plus 3 minus 4 plus k. And also it means if x is equals to 1 is satisfying the polynomial, it means our p of x is equals to 0. It means p of 1 is equals to 0. It means this equation is equals to 0. 4 plus 3, 7. 7 minus 4, that is 3 plus k is equals to 0. Ultimately k will be equal to minus 3. So this is how to solve a polynomial for a given constant and to find the value of that constant when one factor is given. You just have to consider this factor and the value of x, which is to be coming out from this factor only, and then you can substitute it in the given polynomial and you will get the required answer. It was a very easy concept. All right, so now we will be doing methods like applying factor theorem and splitting the middle term in order to factorize the given polynomial. This is example 13th, and in this example we have to factorize 6x squared plus 17x plus 15 by middle term splitting. Middle term splitting means we have to find two numbers whose sum is 17 and whose product is 6 multiplied by 5. That is not 15, that is 5. 6 multiplied by 5. So find two numbers PQ or A and B such that P plus Q is equals to 17 and PQ is equals to 30. So you can see clearly that 15 and 2 are such numbers, right? So now split the middle term. All right, don't touch or disturb the terms at the edges, only split the middle term. This is very easy method, and most of you would have been doing this method since your 7th standard. So we will split the middle term like this: 6x square plus 2x plus 15x plus 5. All right, it will be equal to, now we can take 2x as a common factor. 2x, we will be left with 3x plus 1, and we can take 5 plus 5, 3x plus 1. All right, now you can take 3x plus 1 as a common factor, 3x plus 1 and 2x plus 5. So either 3x plus 1 is equals to 0 or 2x plus 5 is equals to 0. Or if you don't want to write this thing, you can simply write that two factors are, first will be x is equals to minus 1 by 3, because 3x plus 1 will be equal to 0. First value of x will be minus 1 by 3. Second value of x will be minus 5 by 2. You have to do this if you are asked to find the values of y or zeros of the polynomial. All right, but in case if you are asked to find only factors, then you can end your sum till here only, because 3x plus 1 and 2x plus 5 are the required factors of the given polynomial. We had to factorize the polynomial and we have factorized it. So that is the thing, that is how to use middle term splitting method. It's a bit easy. And now we are going to apply factor theorem. It's not mandatory that you have to use factor theorem on middle term splitting. You can use any one method in which you are comfortable using it with. We have to factorize y square minus 5y plus 6 by factor theorem only. It's very easy. Just observe the constant term. It is 6. Find the factors of 6. Now, what are the factors of 6? 1, 2 and 3, right? And there is no other factor of 6 than these three. All right. Now firstly substitute 1 at the place of y, then substitute 2, then substitute 3. If, for example, 1 is coming out to be satisfying this given polynomial, then y minus 1 will be our first factor, because y minus a and y minus b, as we have studied in the factor theorem previously, right, at the beginning of the video. So 1, 2 and 3, we'll substitute it in the polynomial turn by turn. Now p of 1 will be equal to 1 square minus 5 multiply 1 plus 6. That is 1 minus 5 plus 6. It's not equal to 0 because 6 minus 5 is 1. It's equal to 2. It means this is not our factor. Now p of 2, 2 square minus 5 multiply 2 plus 6, it means 4 minus 10 plus 6. Now 4 minus 10 minus 6 plus 6, 0. Our one factor is y minus 2. Next one will be p of 3, that is 3 square minus 5 multiply 3 plus 6. It means 9 minus 15 plus 6. It means minus 6 plus 6, again 0. So y minus 2 and y minus 3 are our required factors. You can easily write y square minus 5y plus 6 is equals to y minus 2 and y minus 3, because these two are the required factors of the given polynomial. This was how to apply factor theorem, and it's a pretty much similar, not exactly, but somewhat similar to the middle term splitting method. So you can use that method in which you, by using which you are feeling comfortable and you are finding that method easy. All right, so there is no it's not mandatory that you have to use only this method or this method unless stated otherwise. All right, so now we shall move to our last example, in which we have to factorize a cubic polynomial. That's a bit complicated thing, so watch this video completely, and don't forget to subscribe my channel before leaving my channel. All right, because that will really motivate me to make more good videos for you to clear your concepts. In this example, we have to factorize a cubic polynomial, that is x cube minus 23x square plus 142x minus 120. It's a bit complicated method, but I would really recommend you to watch this section of video very carefully to understand this concept of factorization of a cubic polynomial. Firstly, we know that our given polynomial is p of x, right? Now you have to look at the constant term. Now what is the constant term? That is minus 120, right? Now search for all of the factors of minus 120. Now factors can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15, then 20, then 24, then 30, then 60. You can check that 120 is divisible by all of these numbers. Since it is minus 120, so we cannot know that the factor is having negative sign or positive sign. That's why we will consider both plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3, plus minus 4, plus minus 5, plus minus 6, 8, then 10, 11, 12, 15, 20, 24, 30 and 60. That's why we will consider plus and minus sign with each and every factor of minus 120. Now here's the toughest part begins. You have to put the values one by one in the given polynomial by hit and trial method, and you have to see at what value it becomes 0. Our px becomes 0, and this sum is very easy, because as soon as you will put x is equals to 1 in the given polynomial, what will you see? That 1 cube minus 23 plus 142 minus 120. 1 minus 23, that is minus 22, 142 minus 22, that is 120, 120 minus 120, that is 0. It means p of 1 is equals to 0. it was easy, but it's not necessary that in every cubic polynomial you will find the first integer or real number as the factor. All right, so just be prepared, because sometimes a complicated cubic polynomial can also be there in your exam. So p of 1 is 0. It means one factor is x minus 1, right? Now one factor of our given polynomial is x minus 1. Now the next step here is that you have to take x minus 1 common from this whole polynomial, and this is where most of these students get stuck, that they don't know how to take this thing common, x minus 1 common, because you have to adjust 23x square, you have to split it, you have to split this thing as well, and if needed you have to split this thing as well. It's a very Herculean process according to me. That's why I will suggest you to do division only, and it's the easiest form. So what you have to do, just divide x cube minus 23x square plus 142x minus 120 by our factor, that is x minus 1, as we have done in the third or I guess second exercise. So x minus 1, now divide it. Divide first term with first term, you will get x square, and multiply x square by x minus 1, you will get x cube minus x square. Now we have understood the concept of division of polynomials in the previous video. So if you are not familiar with the division of polynomials, kindly go and watch that video, and then you can come back to continue with this sum. All right, I recommend you to clear that concept firstly. So change the signs. What you will get, minus of 22x square and plus of 142x, right? So when you will divide, you will get minus of 22x, and when you will multiply, you will get minus 22x square plus of 22x. Change the signs. This will be cancelled as this was cancelled. 142 minus 22x, that is 120x, and take 120 from above. So 120x when divided by x, you will get 120 only. Multiply it, you will get 120x minus of 120, or 120x plus of 120. All right, here it was the subtraction sign, so here is subtraction. And now when you will change the sign, what will you see? That terms are getting cancelled and you will get 0 as the remainder. Now here is the thing, that we can write our dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder, right? What was our dividend? That was x cube minus 23x square plus of 142x minus of 120. What was our divisor? That was x minus 1. And what is quotient? X square minus 22x plus 120, and remainder is 0. So this is how you can form an equation, which is very complicated for many students because they just take x minus 1 as the common factor, but you can do it by division very easily. Now one factor you have, that is this one. Now you can solve this by middle term splitting or factor theorem or any method that you would like to have. Now we can use the middle term splitting method as well. We have to find two numbers on multiplying which we should get 120, and by adding or subtracting them we should get 22. So 12 and 10 are perfect. So we can write x square minus 12x minus 10x plus 120, right? We have splitted the middle term. What will you get? X minus 12 minus 10 x minus 12. You will get x minus 12 as common and x minus 10 as the remaining thing inside the bracket. So these are the other two factor and this was the first factor. That's why we can write x cube minus 23x square plus 142x minus 120 is equals to x minus 1, x minus 10 and x minus 12, which are the required factor of the given cubic polynomial. So this was the last example of this exercise, and I'm really sure that you can do all of the sums of this exercise very easily. Still, if you find any problem in attempting any example, understanding any of the method, factor theorem, or any of the method of this chapter, feel free to contact or DM me on my Insta ID. The link is given in the description. And please don't forget to subscribe my channel before leaving my channel to get the new updates, and also don't forget to press the subscribe button and bell button as well. All right, see you in the next video. Best of luck for your practices and keep practicing to get good marks in the exam. All the best to you. Keep practicing. Happy practicing.